nerdsreviews.com presents Nerds Talking, the podcast.
Yo, we talk about lightsabers, stunning your TV screens, what you want to stream, everything beyond your dreams. Want to talk about movies, sports, or even politics? Go ahead and tune into us, we'll give you all of it. Whatever you're debating, Xbox or PlayStation, Marvel or DC, Mac or PC. Teraflops when the movie drops, gigabytes, chips, RAM, no matter what it is, we got all of it. Welcome to the show.
Nerds Talking, the podcast.
Welcome to Nerds Talking, the podcast. I'm here with Carlos and Johnny. I'm Lafayette. That's all you get today. I know. You're probably like, where's Hugh? Where's Marie? But other than that, Mortal Kombat. That's what we're talking about, people. Mortal Kombat, the movie, which came out on HBO Max and movie theaters, has been seen by all three individuals on today's podcast. And everyone has a separate or different take, or everyone... You guys saw it in theaters, didn't you too?
Yeah.
And I saw it on HBO Max. And I guess what was your takeaway from the movie? Not comparing it to the original one. What's your takeaway? Did you enjoy the storyline? Did you like the new original character in the movie? Did you like the fact they added all of these fatalities and just like Scorpion and the Sub-Zero storyline? Like, what was your favorite part of the movie? Is a good start. What did you like most?
I liked how graphic it was compared to the first one.
Yeah, it needed that because
guts coming out and tons of blood and things like that.
The best kill was Kano. Well, no, not Kano. What's the guy with the boomerang hat? Kung Lao killing the flying chick. That was the best one.
Yeah.
When he just sliced right through her head. And then he what does he say? Doesn't he say flawless victory or something? Like he says like one of the lines. You're like, okay. You're also the narrator. But Carlos, what was your favorite part? Johnny loves the violence.
I like the opening scene. The choreography of that opening fight was great. The Scorpion Sub-Zero fight. That was awesome. I like that. That was cool.
I think this movie's upside for me was just the effects. What they couldn't achieve back in 1998, maybe I think that movie came out. I don't know what it was, 94? I mean, it's come out quite 95. A long time ago. Yeah, and the effects were great. The way Goro looked, the fatalities, the dragon, Liu Kang's powers, all that, all looked great. The dumb parts of the movie were everything else. So, there's just some really dumb shit in this movie. I don't understand why Cole Young, the ancestor of Scorpion, plays a part in this movie. Where has Scorpion been all this time? Why does he only show up now? Scorpion seems to be like Scorpion Sub-Zero's always been kicking ass, taking names for Shao Kahn, it looks like. So why has Scorpion decided to show up at the MMA gym to help Cole out? I mean, what the hell is that about?
Didn't it have to do with his blood on the dagger and?
Oh no, it has to do with the bloodline and all this, that. And Cole Young's part of Scorpion's bloodline. And what I'm saying is, it was dumb. The fact that they made Sub-Zero this ultimate bad guy. No one could beat him. All of a sudden, Scorpion finally shows up. Oh, I'm here now. Like, after all these years, you're finally going to get revenge from hell. And he's not even that good. He needs Cole's help to actually beat Sub-Zero. He's not that badass. They made it, I don't know. It felt like more of a Sub-Zero Scorpion underlining plot. And Shao Kahn lost all his heroes. Every single, whatever you want to call them, his team. All of them are dead. So he decided, this doesn't really count, right? We didn't actually fight the tournament. I'll be back. And then he just takes off, and the next movie is basically repeat of the same thing. That's how I left. Like, so basically, you tell me we're gonna get the same thing again. He's gonna get more bad guys, lose again, and then repeat it again, and then repeat it again. And I don't know. I give the movie 2.5 out of 5 after I watched it. I was like, it's okay. I mean, why is the underworld just look like a big vast desert?
Have you ever been to the underworld? Maybe it's a big bad desert.
Why would Shao Kahn want to rule the underworld? on his throne in the middle of a desert on a rock. like it was dumb. Like in the original movie, it was cooler looking where like the underworld was and how that took place. This one was just he just walks around the desert with his goons. What are we going to do now, boss? We're going to get Raiden. How? We're going to cheat a little bit. If you guys, just play along, we got him.
I think you're missing a couple of the details. You were probably playing on your phone, which is a disadvantage of watching a movie at home.
Yeah.
No, I watched the whole thing.
No, because they weren't in. And first of all, it wasn't Underworld; it was Outworld.
Yeah, it's the same shit.
It's so obviously you're not paying attention to the details. And then second, it's not the desert. The desert part is on Earth.
Yeah, where Kung Lao's walking around. Luke Kang
Raiden is
in the
at.
Desert.
Yeah, that's where Raiden's at. So
but when you look
Outworld
at
is a desert. It was a dark, gloomy place, just like the first one.
It just looked like Utah on a rainy day. Mountains and nothing around. Some guys walking around in cloaks for some reason, as like just a bunch of people in cloaks walking around, and it's like it was lame. It was, I don't know. I was disappointed by the actor they casted for Shao Kahn. He just wasn't that. I don't think he was that great. And then I don't know. It's like they try to stick everything.
What were you looking for
movie.
Exactly? Were you looking for an Oscar-worthy film?
I was looking for a tournament. Number one, there was no tournament. That's number one. And when they explained that if I win the 10th tournament, I take over. But we're not going to have a tournament. We're going to try to kill him before the tournament. Well, then you don't play by the rules. You don't win the tournament, you dumbass. Who are you going to have left to beat in the tournament? Jax? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
how funny was that when he was punching the heavy bag with his tiny little
baby robot arm? Yeah. I mean, and that too. Everybody gets cool powers. His little baby arms turn into bigger arms. Like, that's not what? That's not
a cool power. He crushed homeboy's head.
Well, yeah, because now he has big arms. What I'm saying is everybody gets like a supernatural power. If they didn't give him those baby arms, what would be his power? That's what I'm trying to say. If they didn't even give him arms, what power would he have?
He wouldn't have found it.
His little nubs.
It would have been funny if they attached fingers to his shoulders. So he could
man.
Just
I've seen I've seen that in real life, dude. At one of the comic book conventions, some kid walked by and he had fingers sticking out of his shoulders. Hottest thing ever. Yeah.
Imagine if he had Jack's powers. He would just have metal fingers. Like, and what's the other dumb shit? Sonya Blade, they're all training, but as soon as she gets her little Mortal Kombat marking, she knows how to use her powers right away. Oh, I figured this shit out easily. Cole Young, you don't even know how to do this.
It happened off screen. Give her a break.
Is that what it was? It's a lot of time elapsed between her getting back from beating Kano.
I'm sure if we had the Snyder cut.
How did she get back? How did she get back too?
We'd have 2 extra hours to explain how Sonya figured that shit out.
He looked it up on Google. I don't know. The movie was okay. I just thought Scorpion and Sub-Zero thing was kind of wasted at the end. Like they set it up as being, man, it's gonna be epic when they actually get together, and it wasn't that great when they got together. Like I don't know. I see those two are main characters in the whole thing. They even asked the director, "Are you gonna bring dead characters back?" And for part 2, he's like, "Yeah, I could see that happening." Well, you're gonna have to. People are gonna want more Scorpion and more Sub-Zero. Like.
Well, Scorpion's still alive, isn't he?
No, I know, but he went back to hell because he was done. That's it. He's done. Like, is he done? Period. We're not going to see him anymore. Like, you know what I mean? That's it. I mean,
well, here's the thing about the movie. I don't know how Johnny felt, but I liked it, and I don't know if it was because I saw it in the theater and I hadn't been in a theater in a while, and it was the full movie experience, big screen. But it was entertaining to me. I wasn't expecting some Oscar film, this is not going to win any awards, like Johnny had said when we walked out. It's not winning any awards, but it is entertaining. And like I saw the people talking so negatively about it on Facebook. I'm like, settle down, man. You ain't got shit to do. They're giving you a free movie to watch at home, and all you got to do is trash it. Why don't you just enjoy it while you're stuck at home doing nothing? That to me was a good film. I watched it again when I got home. I enjoyed it. I mean, there are some flaws to it. Like I didn't like Cole's ability is basically he's a human punching bag. And even his trainer told him that, oh, the reason we got you is because you're a human punching bag. And then even his abilities, he's got like this metal suit on and this armor, but it wouldn't actually activate until he got hit a certain amount of times. I'm like, man, this guy really is a human punching bag. And then it got activated. So I thought that was kind of silly, but the rest of the movie is just fun. I just do wish that they would have had more reptile in it like they did in the original. But I thought that was cool too. But Sonya did bug the shit out of me. She was just not a good actress.
No, she wasn't a good actress. And the way they did her story where she lived in like almost like a mobile home. And I don't know. How did she catch Kano? I would assume Kano could kick her ass. It just like the way they introduced Kano was kind of silly. How long has he been chained up there? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like you said, oh, well, I saw it in the theater, so why are you guys bashing it? I mean, I watch a lot of movies in theaters. I think they're shit. It doesn't matter to me. I watch a movie in a theater. If it's shit, it's shit.
Actually, but that's cool.
That is what you said. You said you gave it a benefit of the doubt because I saw it in the movie theater.
That's not what I said, you dumb dick.
It is what you said.
Conversation. No, Johnny, what did I say?
You basically said, oh, I think I liked it more because I saw it in the movie theater. It's been a while since I've been in a movie theater. I don't give a shit.
Okay, but then I said I saw it again at home and I still liked it. So
because you liked it the first time, you're not going to necessarily dislike it the second time.
So that's not true. I've seen movies where I see the second time like, oh, this is such trash. Can't believe I liked it the first time.
I saw Spaceballs recently, and I'm a little upset because I used to quote that shit, and that was like the funniest thing in the world to me. And
it's the same as a movie like Three Amigos. It's not as funny as you remember.
Oh no, that movie's funny,
but it's not as funny as you remember. Like we all thought Spaceballs was hilarious. You watch it now, it's not as funny as we remember Spaceballs. You know, like if you never watch it a second time and you just thought about it, you probably think it's funny. Then you watch it like, oh man, it's kind of lame. Just how Mortal Kombat was when I first watched it. Lame trash.
That's how I feel about this conversation.
Lame ass.
Yeah. When I look back on this conversation, I don't think I'm going to like it any better.
Mortal Kombat. And then, people, it's free. Why are you bitching about it? I mean, you can bitch about anything. Just, you don't like it. Like, it's like you said, it doesn't have to be Oscar worthy. We've talked about this before. Bad movies can be entertaining and vice versa. Entertaining movies can be bad. I mean, I don't like any Fast and Furious movie, but I'm pretty sure there's something entertaining in there because people love the shit out of those movies. I think I watched one of them, Fast 5 or something, and it was with the first one with The Rock, and I was like, this is so goddamn stupid. But it entertained me to the point where I was like, whatever. It's like every Transformers movie. They're all trash, but they entertain me. Mortal Kombat's the same. It was entertaining. It was just, I didn't think it was any good. Johnny, your final verdict.
I liked it. I would give it, 7.5 out of 10.
Mm-hmm. So you're basically giving like a 3.5 out of 5. Gotcha.
Do your own math, all right? I'm not going to do it for you.
That's 3.75 out of.
I'd give it a 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5.
I liked it. I thought it was more entertaining than Godzilla versus King Kong.
Yeah, that movie was super garbage. Yes. Godzilla Kong was not a good movie. People were like, but the effects are amazing. If the movie's the plot can't be that dumb. I'm sorry. It's a dumb fucking plot, that movie.
Well, the effects are amazing, but yeah, I got to agree with that one. That whole Middle Earth thing. I don't know what that was about. That was just dumb.
Oh, and this the whole entire plot where Godzilla's attacking the nuclear core like power, and he can sense it, and he can sense that company doing something, so he's trying to destroy every time he can sense it. And I'm like, oh my god. Like, if you didn't build Mechagodzilla, Godzilla would leave you alone. But you had to build Mechagodzilla, and that's why he showed up. And Kong was cool by himself in his little jungle. You had to leave the dude alone too. Goddamn assholes. Fucking Mortal Kombat sucked. Anyway, Johnny, what's your final verdict on Kong versus Godzilla? Yeah, whatever. Take a break here. We'll take a break here on Nerds Talking the Podcast. Get over here.
Hello, everybody. It's Captain Phillip here. I know it's been quite a while since I've been on the show, but I always want to chime in on a little bit about Mortal Kombat. But I like Mortal Kombat the games, because you can take like people's heads off, and then you can like turn into a dragon and spit fire. the movie was just not that good. You know what I'm saying? It could have been a lot better. It's what it is. Back to you, everybody.
Welcome back to Nerds Talking the Podcast. I'm Lafayette. I'm here with Johnny, Carlos. I saw that some magazines are really, I think it's Elle magazine. That's still a thing, right? They're celebrating.
Are magazines a thing?
They made history because they're putting the first non-binary male model on the cover. It's just a male model.
What does that even mean?
What does that even mean? He's not. I think that
we made history then because we had a non-binary guest on our show.
No, I mean
we made history.
Does it mean that it just means that you don't affiliate with men or women or like what the fucking non-binary cats, dogs? Who gives a shit? All cats are non-binary. Fuck.
He identifies as a dog.
Yeah, he does. No, I mean, I just, man, we've had this conversation already about you can basically pick your gender these days by just if you want to. That's it. Just if you want to. Like that's basically how things are these days. Oh, I'm not a male. I'm not what are you? I'm and then you can just say whatever you want. And if you tell people, somebody says, oh, that's not a thing, you're going to offend them. Okay, you ready? Non-binary or genderqueer is an umbrella term for gender identities that are neither male nor female. Identities that are outside the gender binary. Non-binary identities can fall under transgender umbrella, since many non-binary people identify with a gender that is different from their assigned sex. There you go. So basically, transgender people?
It just sounds like people that don't want to be labeled. Their label is their name.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They don't want to be labeled.
That's it. Don't label me a male or heterosexual or just I'm Carlos and that's it, because I run my own world. I'm the king of my castle. That's what it sounds like to me. I don't know. What do you think, Johnny?
I don't have any opinion on here about that. I don't know. I mean, because I don't want to offend anyone, but at the same time,
I did that part already. You know, okay.
Yeah, just if I were to meet someone who doesn't identify this or that, or yeah, I just don't know. If we ran into one of our friends growing up and he's like, "No, call me this now," and I'm a girl. I'm like, well, you were a dude when we were growing up. You remember that part?
Well, that's the thing.
When you call him Pat or Chris,
it's you basically you just call people by their name. Like when they say I'm not, who's gonna call you male or female? Only I guess if you don't know them and you're pointing somebody out in the crowd and going, oh yeah, that dude right there. Like other than that, you're gonna call your friends by their name, you know. So if I was to go up to somebody and go, hey, Todd, no, I'm not non-binary, Todd. Well, let's say the whole damn thing now. And then I come to find out I'm also non-binary. So, Johnny's face, like, how do I process any of this?
Well, it's funny because, like, I said this before, you can please some of the people some of the time, but you can't please all the people all the time. And the problem, like, now you can't even come into a room and say, hey, ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention? Da, 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 da.
Oh, yeah. People
now you're going to have people like, oh, what about us over here? I'm like, what about you? Well, it's just a general term. It's just, and but it's like you said, if I disagree with it, I'm not allowed to have my own opinion in the world we live in now. Now I'm the bad guy because I have my own beliefs and opinion, because I'm not saying I disagree with the binary, but I'm just saying just in general.
But see, the definition I gave you for non-binary basically says I don't fall in line with my given sexual identity. Well, then let's say you don't fall, if you're not a male, then are you a female? Like, what line do you fall on? Oh, I'm nothing. That's basically what non-binary means. I don't fall in any category. Zero.
Well, I think it's perfect. I think it's a perfect topic for Johnny, because say you arrest someone. What prison do you put them in? Male or female? If they're non-binary, they don't go one way or the other. Do you just go with science? Well, apparently you are a female, or apparently you are a male. So you're going this way or this way. I mean, or do they get, oh no, you can't put me in that population because I don't identify with them. So how does that work?
Well, it first comes down to science, and then we'll ask them how they identify, and then this happened the other day. Actually, the female came through, and as she was like changing into jail clothes, they noticed she had a penis, and then they're like, okay, well, and then everything stops. Supervisors get involved, and they're not put in any general population. They're just put, if anything, with other people like them. Maybe they're transitioning. Maybe they're males that identify as females, or I saw a male who had everything downstairs, but then he also had breasts. And so, I mean, you just have to separate them. You put them in general population, they could be taken advantage of.
But what if you were to put that person in general pop of women?
You just can't.
Because you wouldn't male? Because he's scientifically still a male?
Right.
Mm. Can you make a penis, though?
Well,
I don't know if you can make a penis. You can cut one off and turn it inside out and make it a makeshift vagina, but can you make a penis? I don't know.
But
Google that, Johnny. I know you want to.
I don't want to know what kind of shit is going to come on my phone.
I want you to Google blue waffle while you're at it.
Oh, I've seen that. That's terrible.
I've never seen it. I've been told several times don't do it, so I just haven't done it.
Have you seen the Rock show Titans?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
something like that.
Oh,
there was
a basketball player.
Right. Yeah. He came out and he was like, "Yeah, I'm a national champion from Stanford." I'm like, "Stanford?
Like,
never."
Who are you?
Yeah. And then I was born Stephanie, and now I'm whatever. He was jacked.
Super jacked.
Jacked.
Oh,
but still didn't have enough strength to beat the male.
This
guy was jacked. This guy was.
But that's a whole different topic too.
If Steven wouldn't have told us that he was Stephanie before, I would never have known that was a woman before. I never would have known.
I just want to know what she took to become he, because he looked pretty good. I wouldn't mind taking some of that shit myself.
Obviously, what Steven was taking was testosterone.
Lafayette, would you take something to become a man finally, or no?
No. I like being a schlub. I've already ridden over that mountain, just going downhill now.
I identify you as a little bitch.
Whoa!
Sorry.
I'm non-bear. I'm non-bitchinary.
Non-bitchinary?
Yeah, non-bitchinary. But so that comes up another topic. You guys probably heard. Caitlyn Jenner recently came out and said that women or men that are transitioning into women should not be allowed to play in women's sports. Basically came out and said that, and said it's basically cheating. And it's true. I mean, imagine if Bruce Jenner transitioned when he was in his 20s and then decided to go to the Olympics. He would have dominated like he did in the Olympics. Like, it's, for me, that's not, you see it in high school a lot. And I'm like, oh, that is so not fair. Like, Jerome is now Jenny and just murdering the track meet because the physical it's a man. That's just what it is. It's a man. Like,
There's
Johnny?
that MMA fighter who transitioned to a woman.
Oh,
just wrecking havoc.
Yes.
I mean, but still can't get to the top, but still, how unfair is that, especially for the competitors?
Yeah, it's true. Yes, it's very unfair for the competitors, and the MMA thing's a great example because that's a sport where imagine a man. Yeah, there is a man that transitioned to a woman and now trying to fight. Sometimes I almost feel like some people do it because they can't cut it. You know what I mean? They can't cut it. They can't fight men. They suck at it. They just, or whatever sport they're trying to compete, they're like, well, let me see. If I get boobs and chop this off, I might make some money. So
yeah, but there's also a community college in Santa Clara, California. You hear about that one?
Mm-mm.
Mission College. They currently have a 52-year-old basketball player.
Oh, yes.
That was a man.
Yes.
Now, here's the thing about that, though. I think Mission College is just doing it for publicity, because if this was an actual 52-year-old woman, you're not putting them on the basketball team.
And that dude is tall. Towers over all these women or girls, and he dominates the league. It's sad. I saw that and I was like, this is so sad.
Yeah, I think they're totally doing that for publicity.
Not even that. I just think that individual finally found a way to play college basketball and is like, look at me, I'm a college basketball player. Like, oh, because you couldn't cut it when you're a dude. You couldn't play hoops against the other dudes. I'm surprised Johnny didn't do this in high school, and I just thought about it. Instead of sitting at the end of the bench all the time.
I'm not gonna lie. If they give me a tryout, maybe.
Jenny Lee.
Maybe.
All right. Let's take a break here on Nerds Talking the Podcast. We found out Johnny is non-binary.
Oh, hold on real quick. Why do they even say binary? I mean, binary is a computer term, ones and zeros. I mean, why did they choose non-binary? That's what I want to know.
It's just, again, it drives me insane only because it's like, how you have to identify as something. I don't care what you say. You have to.
So that's what I don't understand. Why bother? I mean, when you pick up guys, when the guys pick you up or you talk to them at a bar or club, whatever, they imagine they're going up to a woman, right? So if you go, hey, ladies, that she's going to go, oh, what? You're not talking to me. You walk away. I don't know. I don't know.
But I think you had a point earlier. I think people label themselves non-binary so they can be in their own lane and not be labeled by someone else. That's just how I feel about it. But you also have a point. If you're in a club, you're like, hey, what's up? What are you guys up to? Because the music's loud and you're drinking. She's like, I'm non-binary. Well, 01001, bitch, let's do it.
Computer tech, I got you.
Beep, boop, boop, beep. Nerd squad. Like what? You whisper in her ear. Like, what do you like? Man. Johnny, you got the final word on this, and then I'm going to break, goddammit.
I feel like this has been discussed already in a 2002 film called Joanna Man. Do you remember that?
Okay. And white girls.
White chicks.
Oh, white chicks. Yeah, that's right. White chicks.
No, well, Joanna Man, he goes into a female league.
So he can play in the WNBA.
What about ladybugs? What about ladybugs?
Ladybugs?
Look up ladybugs. That dude
yes.
dresses as a girl to play on a woman's basketball or soccer team.
But see, that's different though.
What's it different?
That was Rodney Dangerfield's plan, and that kid wanted to get close to one of the girls he liked on the team. It's the only way he can get close to her is to play on the team, and Dangerfield was okay with it because the guy was so good at soccer, and he dominated, and Dangerfield won.
What about Tootsie?
No, I don't know the plot for that movie. I'm sorry. I know the movie, but
became a woman to get a job as a news reporter or news anchor or something like that.
I thought Tootsie was in the military or something. I don't know.
No, Dustin Hoffman dresses as a woman.
I know. Yeah, Dustin Hoffman.
That has nothing to do with the military.
Well, it's just like bosom buddies. Oh,
that's right. Well, they had to dress as women to live in that apartment because it was the cheapest place they could find to live.
That's right. Yep, that's about it. All right, let's take a break here on Nerds Talking the Podcast. We'll be right back after this.
My friend asked me one time if I was cisgender, and I was like, I don't have any sisters. Just me by myself. I don't know what you're talking about. He said, you non-binary? I said, I'm not a 0 or a 1, but I am pretty cool. So I'm cool binary. Come back to share, everybody.
Welcome back to Nerds Talking the Podcast. I'm Lafayette. I'm here with Carlos and Johnny, and we're going to talk about traveling. Johnny, you're a traveler. Please tell me an experience you had traveling in which you were like, I don't want to be here no more. Can I go home?
Well, I mean, I've traveled throughout the years, and with the military, I did a little bit of traveling. This by far was probably the worst. So my girlfriend at the time, she's now my wife, so know that this has a happy ending. Anyways, we go to France, and she's in charge of buying the tickets. So in a row of 4 people, she sits us right in the middle. So I have to ask my neighbor to fucking get up and piss like I'm a goddamn inmate. And I have a tiny bladder. So of this 10, 12-hour flight, I'm just getting up and down. And when we finally land in France, I ask her, why would you pick these seats? She said, well, you said you didn't care. I'm like, yeah, but we're right in the middle. I have to get permission to get up and pee. It's just not the best idea. And we actually got into a fight about it once we landed. And I I was planning on proposing that trip and had the ring in the bag and everything. And she was like, I don't know, you know how people get that smart ass tone with you, and you were like, motherfucker. Well, that's what she did. I was like, you know what? We're here in France. Let's just forget this. Have a good time. She's like, I'm fine. Like, implying that I'm not. Like, I got the problem. I'm like, bitch, first of all, we're staying at my uncle's house. Well, where are you going to stay? Second of all, I'm going to return this $10,000 ring and get the best hookers right in front of you. So that was my thought. We made up, soon after I ended up proposing, but and on the way home, she did change the seats. So we're not in the middle.
But did she exchange them prior to leaving? I mean, prior to leaving California, or did she change them there?
She changed them there while we were in France.
So she smartened up.
Well, she got the ring on. so yeah.
Oh, so I'm guessing she sat in the aisle, like on the right side of the plane, so that her left arm was in the aisle so people could see her bling when they walked by.
You know what's funny is when you're in France, like over the intercom, you'll hear in a bunch of different languages, like beware of your possessions. There's pickpocketers and things like that. And then she had her hand, you know how when you're like on the train or whatever, you're holding the bar. Mm-hmm. She like covered her hand for the rock, like someone was going to steal their ring. It's not that nice. I'm like,
$10,000. What did you get for 10 grand?
Regrets.
It's mostly the band. Mostly the band.
The best cubic zirconia money can buy.
Swarovski's crystals, man. I got them all.
So it turned out well for you, even though you had to sit in shitty seats to France.
Right.
Yeah, so there you go.
It's a long trip. It's a long trip. I had all that time to brew about what a bad decision she made picking these seats.
Oh, I thought you were like, I was brewing about what a bad decision I'm going to make. It's what I got to deal with for the rest of my life. Bad
That's what I thought he was going to say, too.
Who chooses to sit? When we go to a restaurant and it's a bunch of friends, we better not sit in the middle of everybody.
What was the movie they were showing? Mortal Kombat? Because it must have been a horrible flight. God damn it. Anyway, Carlos, how about you? What's your bad travel story?
I've yet to have a bad travel story.
Oh, okay.
The worst I could say.
You have nothing but good memories of traveling?
Yeah. Well, nothing bad has happened like traveling. I guess the worst part was traveling back from Japan with Dennis, and that's like a 16-hour flight, I think. But anyway, he's like the biggest dude. He's like wide. He was super wide at the time. He decides to sit in the fucking middle of us. You know, there's three. We're on the left side, the right side of the plane, I think. But he decides to sit in the middle. So here I am, kind of pushed out into the aisle because he's so wide. I was like, he's like halfway into my seat. That's about it. I think that's the worst traveling experience I've had so far. Yeah.
Well, where else would he sit?
He could have sat at the window, sat next to his girlfriend. Or maybe I could have sat at the window and he could have sat in the aisle because he's so wide. He's a wide dude.
Yeah, only one I have is like flying back from Portugal, 12 hours. I upgraded my seat. Like, I want to sit there's like 5 different levels of seats on this plane. I got the one right before first class. I'm like, yeah, it's going to be better. I'm going to get more leg room. Well, I didn't know it was like 6 inches narrower than the seat I had going there. And it was just squeezing me to death the whole flight. It was so uncomfortable. I was like, oh my God, why is this such a narrow seat?
Motivation, lose some weight, fat ass.
No. They didn't accommodate me. So it was all bad. And then the only other story was basically just getting into a fight.
You got into a fight? Like a fist fight?
Somebody sprayed pepper spray in my mouth at a bar. And then I chased him down and beat his ass and threw him under a car. And then I spit on him, and the guy on the car got super mad at me because I started banging on the car to get him out from underneath the car because it was hiding underneath the car.
Where was this? Was he trying to roof you with pepper spray?
No, he was talking smack to somebody else in our group, and he sprayed that guy in the eyes, and I heard him scream in the bar, and because we were outside, and I went inside, and the guy was on the floor holding his face, and he was like, he pepper sprayed me, and I look over, and this little guy, like 5'3", I turn over to him and he pepper sprays me, but he gets me in the mouth, so it doesn't really do anything.
You're
Yeah. It was super hot, and I was like, but it didn't. The anger was already overboiled to the point where it doesn't matter if he pepper sprayed me. He had to run out of that place as fast as possible, and he just wasn't fast enough with his little baby legs. And then I pulled him from behind and started punching him in the back of the head, and then I kicked him underneath the car, and that's when everybody else chased us out of the bar, to see what was going on, and blah 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 blah. Yeah.
Was that in Portugal?
This is in the Azores, yeah, basically, yeah. Yep. So but it's not a bad story.
Beating up on little children, that doesn't count.
Yeah. What's wrong with you? That's another thing I forgot to mention. He was 11.
I always think that when I pull up and I'll see a taekwondo class and it's children's hour, and I think to myself, I just go in there and wreck shop. Just beat the shit out of everybody.
With a sign in your hand, I challenge your master, and you break the sign in half, and the students all surround you.
Yeah, like when Kramer joined the class. Remember when Kramer joined karate or taekwondo, and he thought he was the man, and the kids beat his ass.
Yeah, that would be my fear, though. I would just get fucked up and then arrested on top of it.
Oh, I just walk in and just be like, I want to fight the headmaster. Is she female? And then end the conversation. Anyway, let's take a break here. Johnny had a flight where he almost ruined his marriage. Carlos has never had any travel issues in his life. Perfect traveler.
Not yet.
Got stuck in a little seat and found a little man. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, I remember there was one time in Vietnam when I went to a village, and it was pretty, I don't know, electricity was
scarce.
Toilet was a porcelain bowl in the middle of a field. And I got a little sick and I had to go to the bowl. And it was my first time using, squatting to poop. And long story short, I had to throw away the pants. There's just no saving it after that.
How did you come back into the hut or the house or whatever the hell with no pants on? You just grab a bunch of big leaves and just hold them in front of you, or tiny leaves, or whatever you need.
Did you put the porcelain thing and just kind of kept it close to your ass? And how'd you get back with no pants on? Or did you have pants? You walked back with your pants on, just threw the pants out?
I think I just had my underwear on. I mean, it was 2 a.m.
Oh. So no one saw you going through the rice field and all that.
And it was literally in a rice field.
Yeah, that's what I mean, because that's what it is over there. Everything's rice fields.
Yeah.
I didn't bother using the porcelain pot.
You just shit in the rice
hit
field.
The ground. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was civilized.
Splashback get you? Is that what happened? The splashback got you?
No, it's
just get him off in time.
I thought you said flashback, like he had some type of flash.
No, I get flashbacks all the time.
PTSD from your time in Vietnam.
Yeah. So when I hear veterans talk, I get that PTSD.
I got you, man. I understand.
No, totally. I feel you, dog.
I understand that shit you went through, bro.
I was in Nam too.
I was in Nam too.
I had to throw away my pants, dog.
In 1996.
No. Yeah, 97.
Hey, what? All right, let's take a break here on Nerds Talking the Podcast. We'll be right back after this.
Well, everybody, hope you're enjoying the show so far. I'm having myself a blast. These guys are hilarious. You should subscribe, turn on the notification to download. And remember, Taco Tuesdays every Tuesdays, where your podcasts are found. Apple, Spotify, Google, anywhere you find your podcast. I like podcasts. Listen to one right now. Back to the show, everybody.
Welcome back to Nerds Talking the Podcast. I'm here with Carlos, Johnny, Marie, and I'm Lafayette. You're like, Marie, what? I listened to the whole episode and she hasn't even joined yet. Where has she been? What has she been up to? And has she hit any milestones in life? The answer is nothing. No, it doesn't matter. All right, welcome, Marie, to the show.
Hello, that was a great welcome. Thank you. I feel very...
Do you feel welcomed?
Yes, I know everyone missed me, didn't they? Sounds like it.
Yes, we are very much. We actually already spoke about all the things you want to talk about, except for the one thing you've been wanting to talk about. Good Lord, I can't believe we're going to talk about this. And we are going to go into texting, the thing that everyone does. Nobody calls their friends anymore. They just text each other.
Carlos calls me.
And what text do I get in return? I get a text in return. I'm pooping. I'll call you back.
I didn't want to be rude.
Who here texts and drives and think they're good at it? I mean, we got Marie. She's like Carlos.
I use Siri to text for me, so she kind of.
Johnny doesn't do it because Johnny's the law. So Johnny, like he feels guilty. He like starts writing himself a ticket as he's driving.
Johnny, I have a law enforcement question, and I'm serious.
Oh, here we go.
No, I'm for real serious. If you're driving too slow on the freeway, is that illegal? Can you get a ticket for that, right?
Yeah, if you're impeding the flow of traffic, you can get a ticket for that. Every once in a while, I'll see like an old lady driving really slow, and the one time I saw it, she said, or she put a sign on the back of her car saying something like, you get better gas mileage at 55 miles per hour or something like
You
that.
sound like my dad.
So like basically like don't honk at me because I'm like saving the world or some shit. But yeah, if she's impeding the flow of traffic, then she can definitely get a ticket.
Did you give her the old bumper maneuver? Let's hit that thing, get her out of the way, spin her off the freeway.
At the time I was driving without insurance. I would just move past. I'm just trying to go with the flow of traffic. I don't want to get pulled over. That's
Yeah, no, I text and drive all the time. Because I basically work on the road, so I'm always texting for work, like nonstop.
No, I use talk and text, man. It's safe. What you're doing is completely unsafe.
I'm professional at it. I've mastered it.
Yeah.
Because I drive with my knees, and then I text, and then But texting though, so I mean, it's true. People don't call each other much. You just text each other back and forth, and or they don't even get a text back, or they get a text that says I'm pooping. I'll call you back. So
I called them back.
She did call me back. She called.
Oh, okay. And then how about people that you text and then don't respond? Like they'll text you. Well, not even that. They'll text you and you'll be like, hey, yeah, no, what's up? Yeah, I saw this. Da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, it's cool. And then silence. Like they start the conversation, but they don't continue the conversation. Those punk ass.
Well, it depends. Sometimes you read a text. Sometimes I'll read a text and I answer it in my head and I move on. And then I totally forget to actually answer the text. But to me, I thought I had answered it.
I don't get that.
No, that sounds more like dementia.
No.
I have friends that say that too, and I'm like, I don't like that excuse. But
I've done that several times. I read it but most of the time it's they'll text me. I'm like, this dumbass.
See?
I'm reading it, and then I'm like, all right, I'll answer you in a bit. I got to do something else, and then I just forget to go back and answer it. Some people get offended by that. They think that if you don't answer back right away, or because sometimes you get caught up in stuff, so you just don't answer back. But if you don't answer back right away, some people get offended and feel like, oh, they don't want to be friends anymore. Oh, they don't like me anymore.
What if you're like in the middle of like you're texting, they're texting, you're texting, they're texting, and then they just drop off? I like to say BRB or I'll be back or whatever, because I just think that's rude. But if you text someone and it takes them a while to text you back, that's different, right?
I guess it depends on what you're doing, though. I mean, like, say you're in the middle of like shopping, like you're at the grocery, and all of a sudden you get to the check stand. You just put your phone away, just real quick, so you can take care of that.
You can't say BRB.
It could be setting. Some people aren't as polite as you, Marie. What can I say? Johnny's quiet the whole time because apparently he doesn't text at all.
No,
he's the guy who doesn't text back.
I'm a pretty courteous texter, I think, but. I'm not anal like Marie, where you need to tell everyone you're going to be right back. I'll just fucking show back up eventually. What's the big deal? Unless you're like, defusing a bomb and you need up to the minute stats and shit like that. But if not, you can wait. Let me, check out. Let me get my groceries.
Did you see that meme I sent in the group message about cat texts versus dog texts?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's how I am. I'm the dog texter.
Get back to everybody that texts.
You're a novelist is what you are. Like, right.
Well, yeah, I have read your text before, and man, oh man.
I've never texted you. How are you reading my text messages? Carlos.
No, from now on, when you text me, I need you to go like chapter 1 and then text.
Here's the reason why I read your text, because Carlos was driving and he gave me his phone and said, "Hey, read that. I'm driving." And I would read it to him. And it was like literally like the dawn of man. Like, I'm like, holy shit. And this is a long ass. And then I was like,
this was that one Friday that I missed, or that Thursday
yeah. Most everything you read was from me that I wrote you back.
God, no.
And you
How
did succeed. Good job.
But we thought you caught on because you were like, "Oh, you and Lafayette are
That's
asshole.
actually
You and Lafayette are funny," or something like that. I don't know what it was.
You actually said something like that.
I figured that you would probably be telling him anyway, because like we were talking about the piercings, and then you came back and you're like, Lafayette doesn't like it either. So I figured that you were already telling him anyway.
Oh, we were together at that time.
That was you.
Yeah, I read it all. But he's right. You write now. Do you pre-write things down the day before in a note, and then you copy and paste, and then you pick somebody like, all right, this is what I'll text Johnny tomorrow. And then
what's funny is that her last text had like a table of contents. For this, go here, for this, go here.
Oh,
it's like,
nice.
It just depends on what you're saying. Like if I'm like telling a story, it's one long thing. But if I'm having like, oh, this is the topic, send.
Like, it's almost like you text Google Docs. And I just click it like, I gotta read this.
It depends. If it's a story, or if it's like, if I'm mad or if I'm energetic about it, it's one long story. But like in the other group message or whatever, it's here's a topic, here's, I don't like, here's my pet peeve, here's this. And it's like one after the other, after the other.
You know what? That's because you're just trying to get it all out. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a one-sided conversation because you're just trying to just blurt it out. But like, I always get back to text, always, because it's usually just a question, or it's, for instance, there's a guy that I used to work with, and he was writing me about work, and I was like, oh, don't worry about this, man. Just do this, do that. It's not a big deal. And then he would write something like, yeah, but this, whatever his work complaint was. And I read him back. Oh, just give me a call. And then silence, like no call. Wouldn't text anymore that day. It's almost like when I mentioned the word, give me a call, he was like, what the fuck? I don't want to talk to you. just let me text you. Dick pic. Let me text you, bro. And then that's just, I don't know. I think if you look at your phone, what's the percentage of call to text, That's how I look like. What is that? What is the percentage of call to text?
I think it depends on the conversation.
On an average day.
I've gotten a few phone calls this week.
But on an average day, would you like?
I don't even get text messages on an average day.
Really? Now I feel sad. Johnny, let's move on. She's an orphan. Johnny, go ahead.
I would say over 90% is text. I don't get calls very much. There are some of the friends that I have that are kind of old school like that. They'll like still leave voice messages.
Yeah.
And things like that. But majority of it's text messages. Some people feel it's informal, rude. My mom is one of those people. She has told other people in my family that me texting is disrespectful or some shit like that. But whatever.
Is it because maybe she doesn't know how to text? That she doesn't know how to text back?
That's just it. I think it's that, and I think it's just an age thing. That's what it is.
Could be.
It's just an age thing. Because like my mom doesn't really know how to text well. She can text, yes. But if I tell her, hey, tell Carlos this for me, all I get back is an emoji. Like a little poop guy, or like something that doesn't relate to what I just said, because she has no clue. Like she'll put happy birthday. I'm like, happy what? Oh, tell him that I have AIDS.
You know what my dad does? Like I guess when you hit send and you leave your finger on there, it's like it comes off as a gentle effect.
Yes.
So like everything my dad sends me is gentle effect. Hey, what time are you coming over? Gentle effect.
And then it has like the confetti.
Bubbles and shit. Yeah.
Almost like he's asking you, please come over.
I think someone stole my mail. Boom, confetti. Oh yeah.
But seriously. I think texting over calling is just more convenient. Like if, say, for example, I'm watching Mortal Kombat and someone calls me, I'm not going to answer. Or if I do answer, I'm like, hurry up and get it over with. The movie's on pause. But if it's on text, I can pick up text and put it back down, go back to what I was doing, pick up text, go like that. I just think texting is now more convenient than a call. And I do think it's funny when my friends do leave me voice messages. I'm like, dude, I saw that you called me. You know, I got a missed call from you. You don't have to leave me a message. I'll call you back. Or like in my situation, if I call somebody and they don't answer, I'll never leave a voicemail. I'll just text them. Hey, dude, I try to call you.
I always leave voicemails. Always. And it never pertains to what I call for. Like ever. So it's like I leave a voicemail. Like I'm saying I'm going to call Johnny about the podcast. Are you going to be on today? Whatever. That's what I really call for. But my voicemail will be about something totally different. I'll act like he ordered something and it's not coming anymore. We're going to send him something different. Like I never leave regular voicemails for people. It's just something completely oddball shit. And because you're right. You can tell the guy, hey, just call me. And then they'll start a text message with you. Yeah, I was calling you about this. And then they go on about it. You're like, just fucking text me then. Like, I mean, I just want to hear your voice. You did in the fucking voicemail. Like, hey,
you can text recordings of your voice, and I can do it that way.
That should be the voicemail. Hey, if you call me just to hear me talk to you, that's cool, bro. But text me. All right, later. I'm watching Mortal Kombat.
Thanks for not answering. I wanted to hear your voice.
Yeah.
Tell me that you're not available.
Yeah, but
what about drunk texting? Who's ever drunk text? And have you ever gotten results from drunk texting? I don't mean negative results. I mean
drunk
positive.
Texted? How about that?
Well, I don't know if I can honestly tell you, I don't know if I have. Maybe I was too drunk to know if I have. I never go back and look at my phone. So I don't know.
I don't drink enough to qualify. So sorry about that.
Oh, so all the shitty shit you send me is on purpose?
It's just perfect. Yeah, it's horrible.
You're sober? Jesus.
Yeah. Anything I write you is there's no drinking involved.
Marie, I know you're horrible. You're a drunk texter. Johnny's a drunk texter. Have you gotten any positive results from a drunk text?
Oh, crap.
What do you consider positive?
Well, you're looking for something. You're reaching.
Yes.
Yeah, you're reaching. Like you're literally trying your hardest and you reach your goal.
I've got positive results, not from a drunk text, but from a oops text. You'll send something out, and if you get a negative comment back, you're like, oops, I wasn't for you. Sorry about that. But I've gotten a positive result from one of those.
It's like fishing. You just throw out the bait.
Is that what it is?
See who responds.
I don't like that.
That's a good idea, too.
No, it's not a good idea.
What don't you like? Hold on. What don't you like?
No, I don't like that because it puts the two people, or it puts you in an awkward situation. Like that happens to me all the time. It's like a guy will be like, oh, this should happen between us. It's like, no, shut the fuck up. He's like, oh, I was just joking. Why do you have to take it like that? Like it just puts me in an awkward position. I don't fucking like it. No, because it doesn't matter the level.
No, relax. Like, first of all, bring it down a notch.
I don't like that.
The difference is the guy's fishing.
Don't punch the camera. We didn't.
I know they're fishing, but I don't like it, and I know that they're fishing, and I don't like it.
But see, we're not talking about that so much. We're talking about like accidental text, like, oh shit, this meant to go to Johnny. Shit, this went to fucking Peter. Oh fuck. And like
I've heard it all. I've seen it all. I can see right through you guys. You're transparent.
Okay, so you've never done anything like that at all, ever?
Not in like the last 10 years.
But you've done it.
I apologize because your moral compass is so on point right now. You're judging me for fishing?
Yeah, pass the ball.
Your moral compass looks like a Salvador Dali painting of that fucking thing looks like.
It's all games. Women play games too. Don't get so worked up.
You really got.
I just don't like that. I just don't like that. I just don't like it.
But fishing.
Wait. If I send somebody an eggplant emoji, and then they come over, well then shit.
Yeah, but how often does that happen? How often does that happen?
7 for 10 right now.
What'd you say? You're 7 for 10?
14 for 20.
Well, in my past, I was 1 for 1.
But you're right. I mean, yeah, I think when it comes to guys, they're more likely to go fishing through their texts, for sure.
Women fish.
No. I'm just saying.
Long ass text. No games, and you better.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Express your feelings right now. Are we going to be in a relationship? Or are we just hanging out? God damn it! I'm not going to play these fucking games. I'm going to go home with my cat.
Cats.
Yeah.
She has
No,
two of them.
okay. I don't play games through text messages, but I play games in person for sure.
Oh, that's,
But that's
fucking
different.
better.
Your voice changed a little bit.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you something that I did, and
Okay.
this might have happened just recently. Someone asked me if I needed an Uber, and I know that they were buying me beers, so of course I needed an Uber from them, but they wanted me to sit in the front seat with them, but I didn't. I purposely sat in the back.
I'm
because
confused. How are you going to sit in the front seat with them if they got you an Uber?
They were my Uber.
They were the Uber. I sit in the front seat of all my Ubers and Lyfts. I don't want to look like I'm being dropped off. I want to look like my friend is dropping me off.
This guy was buying me the drinks, and he was joking around. Oh, do you need? Well, he wasn't joking around. I guess he was joking around. But
So he said, "Can I take you home?" Was that what he said?
basically, yeah. And I was like, "Yeah, you can be my Uber." And then he gets in his car, and I get in the back seat. He's like, "No!" I was like, "Yeah, you're my Uber driver." And I was just totally fucking.
That's right.
fucking
You don't give your regular Uber driver a hando.
What a
How do you know I don't?
Oh, they get free rides.
whoa.
A great review.
You don't know my life. I know I do have 5 stars.
Your reviews are off the chart.
Wow. The lady gets pissed about text phishing.
yeah, but leaving a tip on the tip is no big deal. That's
Exactly.
no big deal. Jeez.
She finishes them off and goes, "Hey, you better not fucking text me." Like, whoa, what? What the fuck's happening right now?
You can't text them back after you drop someone off. You can't text them back. So, like, yeah, lose my number.
Oh yeah, wow. So long story short, you're a long texter. Carlos doesn't get back to people all the time. Johnny's a pretty decent texter, it sounds like, you know?
I work odd hours, so
Yeah, that's true. You do work odd hours. And I typically get back to everyone that texts me because I feel like they're writing me for a reason. So let me get back to
Like what Johnny said was true, because I'll send him a text at like 9:30 in the morning or something, and I don't get one. But I already know he's probably not going to answer me till like late evening or something. So I don't get bent out of shape like Marie. I don't go
Holy
punching my
shit.
walls. And
if you were to call me and sound
unfriending
anything
him.
like Marie, I gotta block your ass.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm
Oh,
just talking about
seriously.
in general when guys are fishing.
Oh,
Like, I was at a party not too long ago, and this guy was like, "Eddie will give you a ride home." I was like, "Don't put me in that awkward position. That's so weird." He's like, "No, I'm serious. You'll be, you know." And then if I were to be like, "No, haha," then it'd be like joking. I'm not
How's
just
that
talking about texting.
Hey, how did you get to the party?
You a ride home.
I Ubered. No,
So-
no, my friend came and picked me up.
But how did you get? Oh, so you got
Ubered
to the party. Your friend took you to the party.
No, she Ubered to the party.
No. My friend
friend.
picked me up to go to the party, and then I took a lift back. And this
Got
was when
it.
the guy was like, "Oh, my friend will take you home," but he's like just being stupid. But back to, I don't remember what I was going to say.
Well, I mean, I feel like that's the risk you take when you go to swingers parties. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't know who's gonna
Do
give
you
you a
have to
ride
be
home.
married to
you know?
be
I know when you get home, you
swinger?
put the keys in the bowl.
You should
don't know
go
what
to
keys to get
non-binary
out.
I just call that life.
Yeah.
No swinging.
Fantastic. That's a good question, though. Do you have to be married to be a swinger? I think you do. I think that's a qualification.
I don't think you do.
You need to be in a relationship. I think. I don't think.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
I
You
think
have-
some of the parties have to know what's going on.
yeah, and you
know?
have to bring somebody with you to the party.
That's in on it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's, you can't just show up to every swinger party by yourself. Hey, all right. You again? Hey, listen.
You got to bring something to the party, not just
I
chips and
brought my
guac.
Uber driver.
Yeah, he's like, I brought my cocksock. Let's do this. Like, you know what he says? Listen, I'm always here, man. I'm reliable. I never not show up. So, but yeah, okay. Well, anybody else got anything on this, or are we moving on? We'll take a break here on Nerds Talking, the podcast. We'll be right back.
Well, look at here. We have a fourth member joining us. Marie came onto the show, and she should stop texting people because it sounds like it gets a little bit out of hand, and then people get into her business, and then she wants people in the business without any business at all, and she's in the business of getting to people's business. I don't know what's going on here. Don't give me the business. Anyway, back to the show, everybody. Hope you're having a good time.
Welcome back to Nerds Talking, the podcast. I'm here with Johnny, Carlos, Marie. I'm Lafayette. And have you had plastic surgery? Yes or no? Do you want it? Do you wish for it? What would you change on your body? Are you excited for it? Anyway, anybody here ever have plastic surgery? Anybody? Anybody looking forward to plastic surgery? Anybody want plastic surgery? Anybody seen like those people? Anybody seen those segments on YouTube? The people are addicted to plastic surgery, which is wild. Oh, I saw one of those guys addicted to looking like Michael Jackson in Argentina, and he's already spent $2 million to look like Michael Jackson, and he's very close.
Which Michael though?
The later in life Michael. Yeah. The white skin, straight hair.
I think the bad Michael is the best looking Michael.
That is the best looking Michael Jackson. Yes. That's very true. So yeah, no, I've had plastic surgery and it sucks. And
Yeah, plastic surgery.
On purpose?
Yep. I had
Or
to have
was it an
On your
accident?
nose?
No, I had to have my face restructured and because it was super crooked.
Yeah, Michael Knight.
And I had to wear a face cast for 6 weeks, and I had busted eyes, like bruised eyes and swollen cheeks, and it's very uncomfortable.
Well, I like did you choose to do that, or did you have to because you wouldn't be able to breathe or whatever? Because I think it's a little bit different.
No, I chose to do it because my nose was literally like this. Like if you saw a picture of me in high school, I do not have a straight nose. It's fucking sideways. Because I got kneed in the face as a child and broke my nose, and they couldn't put it back into place fast enough when I was a child. So the doctor said you have to let it grow naturally, even if it's crooked, and you can only fix it after you're 18 years old when your basically nose has stopped growing. They had to break it, reset it, and so on and so forth, and it's very uncomfortable. I advise people not to get plastic surgery unless you, I don't know. I think plastic surgery is unnecessary. I don't know. But I do see some people that get it on their nose. Nose is a big thing. Getting a nose plastic surgery is a big thing. And I see people that do get it, and they look great. Like they'll have huge, like hook noses and whatever. And so, yeah, I get it. But at the same time, I'm telling you, it sucks. But it's worth it, right? In the end, 6 weeks of nose cast and probably 2 months of healing, and there you go, new nose. I mean, that's how you got to look at it. It's short term for long term success.
Yeah,
so the only reason I brought this up because
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say that I don't see anything wrong with it if you feel like it's necessary for you to be happy, the type of thing, or if it's going to significantly change your way of life for the better. There's those people that lose a bunch of weight and they get the skin surgery.
Oh yeah. Well, that for sure is different. But you're right. I think those people that are obsessed with plastic surgery or people that get it because they want to look better and feel better. It's it's your money. Do what you want. You know what I mean? Like, if you feel like it's going to give you confidence, maybe you feel like you're a sad sack and this is going to help you out in life. Will it? Probably not. It'll probably be a short-term fix. And that's why you're addicted to it, because you keep going back to it because you need more shit to fix yourself. But I don't know. I just, have you ever looked at yourself and thought, oh man, what if I had this done? Or what if I look like this? Because I think a lot of people can fix their problems by losing weight. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's how I view a lot of problems. It's just, and some people don't want to lose weight naturally. They want surgery to lose weight. They want to get the fat sucked out of them, or what's that new thing? Cool sculpting. Like, they want that type of shit. They don't want to put any work into it, So, I don't know. Marie, have you thought about plastic surgery? Mm-hmm. And what would you get done?
I wanted to get my nose done and my chin done. I'm hoping one day that I will get smashed in the face with a soccer ball so hard that I'll need emergency rhinoplasty. But
Friday night.
My nose is strong and German. And Fridays I've been hit everywhere. It just will not break no matter what I do. But I saw a thing that you can do. It's like an injection. Instead of getting surgery, it's like an injection, so it makes your bridge more even. And then, I want to get my chin done. But I used to want to, but I don't anymore.
What's wrong with your chin?
It's uneven. Or it's kind of long. It's kind of long. And this side is longer than this side. I would get this part, like, I guess, shaved down or whatever they do. But I used to not like those two things about me. And then there's an app, and you can shrink your face. And I did that. And I was like, oh, that doesn't look so good on me, actually. So now I changed my mind.
You should because you play indoor soccer on Friday nights.
Mhm.
Is it Friday? What day you play? It's Friday. So it's just like dribble the ball down the field and like accidentally trip over and slam your face into the wall. And then kind of go about it that
Or just play goalie and save everything with your face.
I mean, I've done that, but I've never done the wall thing.
What would you accomplish with that? It wouldn't be like
My health insurance would cover it.
You got a point.
Or
to a certain extent, but you can't like be like, all right, well, I want this Beverly Hills doctor to fix my nose. They're going to be like, well,
true too.
I don't want something super significant. I just want like a little bit of fix right here. I don't want.
You want your bridge thinned out.
I feel like if you're going to get major surgery, you should probably have a good doctor, not just whatever your insurance is going to pay for.
But is that major surgery? All I want is, like he said, I want it to be evened out. I have a bump on this side, not on this side. I just want it to be evened out.
They're going to do the same thing, though. They're going to have to break.
I'll tell you what.
Your nose.
That's true. They got to break the bridge. Here's the thing.
It's already going to be broken.
When I hit about 30,
to break it again.
I have an indentation in my nose right here. And I was like, what the hell? And it happened when I was about 30. And I was like, what the hell's going on? How do I got indentation? And I have a bump on this side as I got older. Is it from having plastic surgery? I don't know. Maybe that was going to happen anyway, but could have been from that. I mean, you can, like I said, it's a short term. Are you going to be happy? Like, oh, look at my nose. Now my life's so fantastic.
Yes.
Okay, so you're just not happy with it.
It could give you confidence. A lot of people get confidence.
That's what I'm saying. It gives people confidence. Does it end? Like, does the confidence wear out, or do you become obsessed, or do you want to do something else after that?
No, you know what I am afraid of though? Like, if I've come to accept my nose, and now I probably wouldn't never ever do it because I've accepted it in this beautifully European bone structure.
Yeah,
but what happens if I get a nose job and they fuck it up and they look like Caitlyn Jenner? You know what I mean? You can't undo that, or
No, you can't. The thing is, you cannot undo plastic surgery. That's the downside. So.
And he's black, or he was.
All right. Well, you go. We'll be right back after this on Nerds Talking, the podcast.
Well, if I had to give myself plastic surgery, I'd probably have muscles put inside of my body so I could be super buff like Arnold Schwarzenegger. But other than that, I can't really see myself getting too much done. I'm pretty perfect. Anyway, back to you, everybody.
Welcome back to Nerds Talking, the podcast. I'm here with Johnny, Carlos, Marie, and I'm Lafayette. And what is your pet peeves? And if you don't know what a pet peeve is, it's something that a particular person finds especially annoying. One of my biggest pet peeves is poor customer service. That's an example. What are your pet peeves?
That's a good one. I haven't been to Applebee's in 25 years because I got real bad service one day. I was like, fuck this place. And it's not like I gave up anything significant anyway. So it was easy to quit Applebee's after that shit service.
Not the shit food, though.
Well, they had reasonable prices.
I mean, it's basically pet peeves, like, it's just things that annoy you. They're not really, remember, they're not big things. They're little things that annoy you. Like, you just can't stand that shit.
Is consistently late a big thing or a little thing? Because I can't stand when people are late all the time. Like, it's the same person and they're late all the time. Like that.
It sounds like you have more of a problem with that particular person than
it's a lot of people, though.
Like
it's a lot of people, though.
No, well, you said just now one particular person and they're consistent.
But what if I'm not the only person with the problem, or like that hates that about that person? Not hate.
Then
but
it's not really. It's not. But that's not really a pet peeve. A pet peeve is a general thing. It's
if you were mad at everybody when they're late, regardless of who it was, then it'd be different. That's your pet peeve. I kind of am
though.
Oh, okay. So you know what? You've turned into everyone's pet peeve. Annoying as shit.
I was going to say, what's a pet peeve of mine? When people gang up on me.
Wait, in which way?
Oh.
That's a pet dream.
Anyway,
I mean, no,
it's a pet dream.
Pet peeve. I mean.
I didn't get it at first, and now I do.
You got it.
That's kind of funny.
Pet peeve.
That's actually.
Yeah, my pet peeve is people don't get jokes. It just pisses me off. That's a good one. Like the customer service one's pretty good. That's a good point. I'm not gonna go here. The service sucks. I can't really think of many pet peeves, like things that annoy me to the point where I'm like, I can't stand that shit.
People
I think it's because we do have so many pet peeves that we just don't think of any off the top of my head. But once someone does it, you're like, oh, I hate when people do that.
Right.
You know? So if you were to ask me just now, like, oh, what are one of yours? I'm like, I really couldn't tell you because unless you were to do it, there's nothing I'm going to really think. Because I think it's just in the back of my head, in the back of my mind that, oh, this person, don't do that. I hate when they do that. Don't do that. You know?
Driving under the speed limit.
Or when people tell me how to drive from the back seat, don't tell me how to drive.
That could be a pet peeve.
Oh, I know. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Backseat driver, that's definitely a pet peeve. Yeah, that's a good one too.
People who want to control my music. Get out of here.
Are you talking about
in
the internet?
car.
Siri?
Yeah.
No, like if I'm hanging out with someone and they want to play a song, no.
You
That's just fucking rude.
Yeah.
I know. How dare they?
No, I think on your part.
Right. No, you can't listen
My
to
rules,
anything
house
you like.
rules, house rules.
Yeah, no, it's things like that. It's like, and that's a good point too. For instance, let's say you're home, you're watching something and somebody changes the channel. Like, what the, like, but I don't know. It doesn't happen enough. A pet peeve is something that does happen constantly that it just annoys the shit out of you. You know, imagine like when you go to a store, what's something that bugs you when you go to a store? Like, you know, you can't stand, right? You have to raise your hand.
Is that your pet peeve? Is raising your hand during the
Yeah. That's one of mine. Yes.
I don't like when, I have a lot of pet peeves, but I don't like when I'm walking down an aisle. Like, I'm not talking about like a smaller aisle. I'm talking about like a big aisle or a small aisle, like say Target. And the person in front of you knows that you're trying to get around them and they just don't give a fuck. And they're walking in the middle of it with their big ass shopping cart and their fucking kids and they do not care. Or not controlling their damn kids in the store. Ugh.
Yeah, there you go. One of mine is I hate repeating myself to people. Like say for work, motherfucker. And I'm like, work and you're trying to train them and they constantly come back with the same question over and over because they don't fucking catch on. You're like, oh, dude, are you stupid? Like, yes, you're thinking to yourself, you're like, come on.
You don't have patience.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not. No, if I tell you 5 times and show you 5 times, you come back a 6th time. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, you've been at this for how long now? An hour? And you still have to come back and ask me? Like,
some people are stupid, but then you could be a bad teacher too. So
that's true.
There are a lot of
First
things.
off, no. Go fuck off.
My pet peeve is when people who think they're, smarter than everyone in the room and can't be wrong.
That's not a pet peeve.
Or they can't.
That's
they
just
can't
you're
say
dumb and the other person is pretty smart. That is not a pet peeve.
They have to say down there.
That's like saying every time I walk into a room, you go, goddamn pet peeve just kicked in. And that's not fair. That is not fair.
What?
Johnny got
No,
it.
That's like every time my wife leaves the goddamn front door open, and I said, why you leave that door open? She leaves it open all the time. It's the security door we have in front of the front door. She always leaves it open. Like, stop leaving it open. That's a pet peeve. Like, stop. That's if you have to repeat yourself over and over.
Yeah, things like
it's time to start.
For instance, like towels on the floor all the time, and like little things like that. And
why don't you give us something major? Because she's standing behind you. I want to see if she listens in.
Ask
I'm
her
like,
what
duck.
her pet peeve is about you.
that's right. That's right. Yep, so good old pet peeves. Good old pet peeves. All right. Well, anybody's got any more before we hit the skins or is it skids?
Wow. Hit the skins?
You've been talking to Marie for too long, man.
What is
wrong with you? Hit the skids.
Text
I've
message.
never heard of that.
Skids. You never heard of
skids? What? You never heard hit the skids?
Man.
The skids or the skins?
I mean, skids.
Skins. Which one are you saying? Skins or skids?
Skids.
He said both.
Don't say either one of them. I just don't.
Well, hit the skids means get out of here.
Hit the road,
Give a fuck.
man.
Just don't say either one.
Is that one of your pet peeves? I mean, you're really upset about this.
It is now. I
got a pet peeve for you. People that say supposedly instead of supposedly. Get your shit together,
you know
man.
what?
What's wrong
Like
with
on
you?
purpose?
You know what? Grammar.
Yeah, they think that's how they say it. Like
grammar
people
is
say, I could care less. That's wrong. It's I couldn't care less. Yeah, grammar is a big pet peeve of mine.
Or
Grammar's a pet peeve of mine. Yeah.
what's the it's irregardless. That's not a word.
Irregardless, not even a word.
Irregardless that's a good one. Irregardless. Yeah.
Or did you know it's not anyways, it's anyway, and there's no S at the end.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, yeah. Anyways, bullshit. Supposedly, you think you're correct.
I feel like all mine
to end
are
this shit.
all mine are related to just bad people in general, like inconsiderate drivers or people that lie.
Lying is a big one.
I mean, I
Fishing apparently.
there are times where you can lie to maybe like spare someone's feelings. I don't have any problems with that.
But telling me you don't have a girlfriend when you do, that's like
fishing. And that's why you're so angry.
Pet peeve.
Is that really a pet
yes,
peeve?
it is. I know he has a girlfriend. He just had a
now
baby.
we're back into something else. I think you hit something else.
Oh,
Jesus.
Oh
How
my God.
specific of you. How Pacific of you.
Yeah, how Pacific of you. Yeah, there you go. That's a yeah.
Man.
Well, yeah, there you go. Some pet peeves. Think about them. We'll throw some more out next time around. Good old pet peeves. If you can think about some ones that are specific to your life. All right, that's our show. Thanks for joining us here on Nerds Talking the Podcast. For Carlos,
Bye-bye.
Marie, Johnny.
Goodbye.
Hey, Johnny, what's your pet peeve about the end of the show?
I'm good.
Konnichiwa. And I'm Lafayette. We'll see you next time on Nerds Talking the Podcast.
Well, that's our show, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Nerds Talking the Podcast. It's very informative. And, I rather enjoyed a lot of it. And non-binary. And how you can get a plastic surgery on your face. But you get plastic surgery anyway, I guess, really. And remember to subscribe. Turn on the notifications. Download. Tell your friends. If you can, please share this on your social media platforms. Such as Facebook, Twitter, and anywhere else you get your social media information from, like I do myself. Thanks again. It's Captain Phillip. You're talking the podcast. Have yourself a wonderful day.